Hey Ranger Nation, welcome back to another video, and today I want to talk about what I want from the Lightning collection. I released a video a while ago talking about the A squad and stuff like that and my kind of complaints, so I kind of wanted to turn around and talk about what I wanted from the Lightning collection. So if you like this sort of content and you want to hear more, see more, and watch more, hit the like button, hit subscribe, as well as check out that cheeky merch and turn on notifications so you'll never miss a video. Anyway, let's kind of talk about it. First of all, my main thing is I want them to finish teams mainly. Like the ones that they started, like you had Time Force, you had Lost Galaxy. I kind of want them to be finished first before we move on to stuff. And I kind of wish that they would stop releasing a lot of Mighty Morphing and kind of just go mainly for teams that we've not had. So, you know, stuff like Time Force. I know Beast Morphers is going to be complete very soon, but so far the entire team hasn't. We've only heard about Zoe coming out. And I kind of think that you shouldn't have any teams, like new teams starting until you finish the old ones, or you're at the least at the very kind of the peak end, like one more figure is going to come out, so we'll start a new team. I think that's what everyone would agree on, would be finish teams first, because that to me is kind of the most important thing. Because if this line suddenly dies overnight, I don't want to be missing any figures for any of the teams, because it would just generally really piss me off. It would piss me off. With talking about teams, I do think that if you're going to finish it, don't have it to the point where it's like years later. I mean, what, you have Time Force that came out like at the very beginning of the line. We're around about, I think, 3 years in or something like that, and we've not had any other Time Force. I would personally like to see that we would get more like kind of figures and stuff of the teams that you've started, not just willy-nilly putting them out. So I feel like you don't have to wait ages, because that's one thing that does really kind of annoy me. More of a variety. I wrote this down, so I'm guessing like when I was writing this, is more of a variety of all the teams rather than, oh, we're just sticking to this to begin with, or we're sticking that to begin with. Then you've got a more variety of different items, which would be stuff like, you know, roleplay items like morphers, weapons. I know that we're getting the power sword, the power lance, and I'm guessing that we'll probably get more. So far with morphers, we've only had one, so I would quite like to see, like, say, maybe a Lost Galaxy, an SPD morpher, or something like that. To me, those would be the things that I would want to see more, because I just think it would be so much better to see that much of a variety. Now, the next part I've got here is move past MMPR. Now, this year, I think it is this year, in 2022, you've got mainly, I think almost the 30th anniversary, or it could be 2023. Either way, you have the 30th year coming up, and I know what's going to happen, and I know fans are going to complain. The fact is that you're having the 30th year of Mighty Morphing, and all of a sudden, you'll have more stuff coming out. More weapons, more roleplay items, which will be morphers. You'll probably see the Tommy morpher like finally drop. You'll see stuff like, you know, more Mighty Morphing focused, and we're all pretty much sick and tired of Mighty Morphing completely. Like, you see it all the time. I don't particularly really want to see more Mighty Morphing. I'd rather they take a huge break. And to me, I probably would have waited a year. I did do a video on this, but I would have waited like a year, not release any Mighty Morphing stuff, or maybe even 2 years, and then drop down like and say, hey, for the 30th, we're going all Mighty Morphing, and that's it for the entire year. I feel like that would have been something huge. But for me personally, I just think that they need to move past it, because you've got the anniversary coming up, and focus on a lot more of the other items and a lot more figures than what we have right now. I would like to see different monsters. We don't normally see that many monsters outside of Mighty Morphing. So far, we've had King Sphinx, we've had Pumpkin Rapper, we've also had Peronset, he's coming out very soon, and AI Guy and stuff, and Finster. Yeah, Finster is a monster. But I feel like I would love to see more monsters in it. Now, you could possibly kind of account Ecliptor, because he's just come out, but I would love to see like iconic monsters from other seasons kind of, you know, brought out, because I feel like that would show that we're moving forward, rather than just sticking about and doing the same thing. 2 packs that would make sense, or the versus pack, rather than just here is a random one, like the SPD Blue and versus A Squad. That to me just didn't make any sense, because I know that you're releasing these ones separately, but the way that I've seen them with Hasbro does this, I'm quite sure that if they could do it. They would release A Squad blue and SPD blue separately for this. And to me, I just don't feel like that is the case. Like, if you're going to make it make sense, have it so it's part of that. I mean, hell, you had something like Lost Galaxy Red versus Red Psycho. So to me personally, I would have had In Space Red and Psycho Red. That would have made more sense to me, rather than just putting random things together. So I think that if we went forward, I'd rather they sit down with the marketing team and go, right, okay guys, let's do an A pack. Okay, so versus pack, we'll do this and this, and make sense because it's in the series. Like Marek and I can't remember the guy's name. So you would have Marek and Zenaku, like, or Zenaku, like that would make more of a perfect 2-pack than having something like, say, Zenaku and Operation Overdrive Red Ranger. Like, that's how silly I see this at times, and that's what I would go for. Perfect sense to me. With the price going up, and they have gone up quite a bit, I think more accessories with the Rangers. Either drop the lightning effect and then add in something different, like more hands, like the versions of the weapons. So with Mighty Morphing, the only one that comes with a closed blade blaster is Kimberly, the cell shaded pink ranger. So why not have that for all? Like, why not have, like, say, for some of the other rangers, if they have a sword, that's either extended or non-extended on dagger mode, whatever, have that. It would make sense. Like, add more accessories, but then it's like shipping just goes up and the whole thing gets too expensive to collect when you're wanting to collect an entire wave. And there are like 10,000 waves coming out in 1 month, and you're like, I'm bankrupt. I would love to see like a diorama playset. I think that these would be really kind of cool, and having, like, say, 1 or 2, like, oh, here's the juice bar, here is Rita's palace, or here is the aqua base, here is this, here is that, the command center, you name it. I would love to see proper dioramas, because I think that would be awesome. I would love to put the Rangers, like, fighting an evil bad guy in the base, or have the fact that the monsters are outside waiting to take over the command center. These sorts of things to me would be absolutely perfect and would expand it so much. Can you imagine, like, an SPD base where you can have all the Rangers around it? That would be awesome. I would love that sort of stuff. Other companies do it, so why haven't we had this just yet? I do think accessory packs are probably the next one I would talk about. New heads, new hands, new weapons, because at times I don't particularly want to go out and have to buy a brand new figure of the same one again to get that one. Can you imagine having, like, the Mighty Morphing accessory pack? We have closed blade blasters in dagger mode or sword mode, whatever they want to call it. You have that slingshot thing that they had in there, and then you've got different heads for other ones, like Angry Jason or Angry Tommy, Happy Kimberly and Happy Billy and stuff like that, and loads of ones that actually look more like it. And then have it something like, say, the Lightning accessory pack or Lightning Strikes Twice, something different to kind of bring it. I feel like this to me would be 10 times better, because I don't want to have to keep buying another figure for an accessory. I know I don't have to, but just seeing it like, oh, here comes the cell shaded Pink Ranger. If they don't do all the others cell shaded, I now have to go buy 5 of them if I want the Rangers to have the Blade Blaster kind of in the holster. It's just a stupid thing. But having an accessory pack, Astromena's hairs, damn, different heads, different wigs. It would work perfectly rather than having to buy the same pack again or the same figure, because I would just get bored of it a lot. Consistency. Throughout this entire thing, I don't think the Lightning collection has been very consistent, with missing paint apps, with details not being there, certain things looking a different color. I don't think that it's been a very consistent brand. Mainly you've got Marek with different boots, I think, as well as, like, not having the 6th stripe on his chest. And then obviously you've got stuff like the SPD Morphers, that they were all completely out. So I think, like, having a consistency through this, I think that if you're going to quality control, because another part is, like, a better quality control, is if you're going to be looking at all of these sorts of things, you need to make sure they're right, because the fans are getting tired. And if they get tired and they don't want to buy these figures, you'll see your sales drops, and You'll see the sales drop, and then you won't be bothered with it, and you'll be like, okay, well, we're going to cancel the line. And the people who are collecting normally are just going to get pissed off, and I think that's the thing. So I want to see consistency, better quality control, especially since we've had the Ninja Rangers, or like Rangers with like paint defaults or not the right paint or paint missing. I would love to see better kind of quality control. Vehicles, would like to see some of the vehicles, Shark Cycles, all the stuff from Wild Force, even the brooms from Mystic Force. I would love to see these come out as an accessory pack with it. Like, each one, it would work really well if you presented it really nice. Maybe a sponge type thing where you can put the bikes in there. I think that would look pretty cool. So I'd love to see vehicles coming up, and not just for the select few ranges that are popping up with them now. So yeah, a proper accessory pack. Now, my top characters that I would want. I want Gia, Roxy, RJ, and Nick from Mystic Force because I like those ranges. Also, you'd finish off the kind of Beast Morphers villain range, apart from when you bring Scrozzle out. I want Scrozzle to come out because I think he deserves his own Lightning Collection. Why would you not bring out your own creation, your own original monster, and you're not bringing it out? Scrozzle, we need a Scrozzle. So yeah, Gia, Roxy, Scrozzle, Nick and RJ would be my kind of top figures that I would want to come out. Even if you made Scrozzle a limited edition, I would still want to buy it. So yeah, those are the things that I wanted to talk about with everything coming out, with everything kind of going on. So what are your thoughts on this? What would you like to see in the Lightning Collection? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you like this sort of video and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit subscribe, as well as that cheeky notification bell. Check out the merch. And with that, I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。